Hello.
Hi.
Could I kick this off with, am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for refusing to let my dad walk me down the aisle because of what he did when I was 13?
Hmm.
I, 26 female, am getting married this fall. Ever since I was a kid, I imagined my dad walking me down the aisle. But as the wedding got closer, I realized I couldn't do it, not after what happened when I was 13. When I was 13, I caught my dad cheating on my mum with a 23-year-old woman. It wasn't just a kiss or a one-time thing, it was a full-on affair that had been going on for almost a year. I found text and photos when I was using the family computer. I didn't know what to do, so I confronted him privately. He begged me not to tell anyone. I was terrified, so I kept quiet for months.
Hmm.
He eventually confessed on his own, or more like he got caught. It broke my mum. She fell into depression and honestly never fully recovered. Our family was never the same. I always blamed myself for not speaking up sooner. I went to therapy and worked through it, but some scars don't go away. My dad is now remarried to the same woman. He's been trying really hard to be involved in my wedding. He assumed he'd be walking me down the aisle. But last month I told him I wanted my older brother to do it instead. My dad looked like I slapped him. He asked why, and I told him the truth. I never healed from what he did, and I don't want to pretend like everything's fine in front of everyone. He said I was being unfair, that he's tried to make amends and be there for me. My stepmom even called me crying, saying I'm punishing him forever for a mistake he regrets. My fiance and friends are on my side. They say it's my day, my choice. But some family members, including my grandma, think I'm being bitter and disrespectful. I don't want to ruin the mood on my wedding day, but I also don't want to fake a happy father-daughter moment that doesn't exist. Am I the asshole for refusing to let my dad walk me down the aisle because of something that happened 13 years ago?
No, I don't think so. It's your day, it's not his day. You know, fair play, it's nothing to do, well, it is to do with you because it's your dad and your mom and it will affect you for the rest of your life probably. Um, she's not the asshole. What do you think on that?
No, not the asshole.
No, it's impossible to call it an asshole.
You know what gets me though?
What?
The woman that he cheated on his wife with
Yeah,
had the cheek to say
that she's being unfair.
that she's been unfair.
You were unfair.
She's the cause of this whole
Yeah,
dilemma.
yeah, exactly.
We have a top comment and a reply from OP.
Oh dear.
Top comment. It's your day, not his. Don't feel bad about doing what you think is best. You're entering a new life with your partner, and that's all that matters. They'll be there for you. OP replies, you're so right. I spent so long trying to please everyone else, but this day is about me and my partner starting our life together. I'm finally choosing peace, and it feels like the right thing. Thank you for the reminder. And then someone else literally commented, and the nerve of the affair partner stepping in.
Exactly. No, she's definitely not the asshole. And especially on your life, your whole life, you only have to give an explanation to yourself. So don't feel pressured on your wedding day to satisfy someone else's wants and needs. You just want to show up in front of all the guests to be like this amazing dad or to have a normal relationship with her, which doesn't seem to be the case.
And there's another comment with OP's reply. You're not wrong for protecting your peace on your wedding day. He made a choice back then, and now you're making yours.
Exactly.
She replied, I think part of me just needed permission to put myself first for once.
Yeah. Some people are like that, though. They spend their life pleasing others, but it's
Someone replied, permission granted.
Definitely granted.
Loads of people said permission granted. And you can also walk yourself down the aisle, take out some of the power play out of it, and be your shining self. She replied, oh, love that idea. Walking myself down the aisle sounds so empowering and perfect to me.
Yeah, why not? It's your day. You do whatever the hell you want.
It's your choice what you want to do. You haven't got to please anyone else. It's just you and your partner.
Yeah,
At
exactly.
the end of the day, you don't. I know people are there to kind of celebrate you, not you're there to please everyone if you've got a decision. And more the fact that he said keep it a secret.
Yeah,
That was me. I would blurt it straight out.
I know.
I wouldn't have no peace in that. I would literally be straight up, go into it. He's cheating.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm with a 23-year-old.
Yeah.
And that's her stepmother.
Ugh. Yeah.
Right.
No, it's not right. Well, whatever he does, whatever makes him tick, but I believe in karma, and his karma is coming, and he's obviously starting at this wedding day.
Yeah. But no, she's not the asshole. And you do you on your wedding day. That's what matters.
Yeah, you do you every day, but especially on your wedding day. Make sure that you have your own satisfaction.
Yeah.
Don't satisfy others. Live for yourself.
Yeah. And it's you starting a new family.
Yeah,
You could technically cut ties and just do you.
yeah, exactly.
Start your own family without him in it. He wants to be a power play and saying you're being disrespectful.
If he's only causing you pain, I don't believe that, blood is thicker than water. Blood is only thicker than water as long as you respect each other and have work for a good relationship. But obviously, you can't be the only one working for that. Even though he regrets it now and he's trying to work for it.
Didn't regret it for long though. You married. Is he a fair partner?
Well, at least was something
He
there.
regrets getting caught. That's what
Yeah,
he regrets getting caught.
But I think as soon as someone has feelings for another person, or even before that, if you feel attracted to someone else, there's obviously something wrong with your own relationship.
Instead of cheating, just talk to the other person, break up, and go your separate ways. Do whatever you want to do.
Break up, just work your stuff. Stuff.
All right. But it is no.
Yeah. Welcome back, Earthlings and interdimensional gatecrashers. It's Mindzilla, Alien Crash Sites Part 3, Global Sauces Fiery, where we hopscotch across the world in pursuit of downed crafts, crispy cow fields, and interstellar whoopsies.
Because apparently, even aliens don't know how to use GPS properly.
We've done Aurora, we've done Roswell, Rendlesham, and more. But this time we're venturing beyond the usual suspects. Think the Amazon jungle, the steppes of Russia, and a few of what the hell destinations even Google Maps raises an eyebrow at. This episode is shorter, but doesn't miss any spice.
Jess has assured me that every single crash we cover is either 100% real or wildly suspicious and therefore probably real.
It's the scientific method. Ask questions, collect evidence, and assume aliens.
Let's begin this round, the world tour. Cosmic clumsiness with a story that sounds like it came out of a sci-fi jungle horror film because, wow, it kind of did.
Right. Let's cool up this global crash safari with a little visit to the Soviet Siberia in 1986. Snow on the ground, glasnost still a distant dream, and something just exploded on Mount Izvestovkovaya.
There is going to be a few mispronunciations in this.
A lot.
Because I've got one now. We're in Delesnigorsk, a remote mining town on Russia's Pacific edge, just up the coast from Jesus. Just up the coast from Vladivostok. Not much going on until the sky literally caught fire.
On the evening of January 29th, 1986, dozens of witnesses, including school children, teachers, and miners, saw a glowing red-orange sphere moving slowly through the sky. No sound, moving at a steady, controlled pace, emitting light like molten metal, and then, bam, it slammed into the side of Mount Izvestovkovaya, just outside town. No explosion, no crater, just this bizarre light show and then a silent collapse. Like the thing just gave up and belly flopped into a cliff.
Which is also how I handle stairs after 3 pints of cider.
The crash site was quickly investigated by local scientists and researchers, including physicist Valery Dvajany. who led an official team to the mountain. What they found was absolutely bananas. Scorch marks along cliff, tree branches fused together like they've been microwaved, and most intriguingly, tiny spheres of metallic debris scattered all over the impact zone. These weren't your average space junk bits either. The spheres were made of weird, ultra-pure alloys. Lab analysis done by several Soviet institutions found the materials included titanium, lanthanum, neodymium, gold, silver, and something called ultrafine quartz threads. It was alien nanotech confetti. No country had reported a downed satellite. No wreckage matched any known vehicle. And the purity of the metals was beyond 1980 Soviet capabilities.
So either the aliens were recycling spare trash into high-end alloys, or someone dropped a prototype Dyson sphere core and didn't come back for it.
And here's the spooky cherry on top. Electronic devices started acting weird near the site. Watches stopped, compasses spun, one Geiger counter fried itself. The theories are several, and we're going through them now. Meteorite? Nah. No crater, no impact shock wave, no meteorite fragments. Number 2. Soviet tech tests? Then why hide it? And how did they build metal that's purer than anything they could even analyze? Number 3. Alien probe malfunction? First fits the bill. Silent flight, soft landing, unearthly materials. Or number 4. Interdimensional glitch out. Not even joking. One theory is that it was something phasing into our dimension, then crashing because we're too solid.
So it came from a wormhole, clipped a hill, and fell over? Very dignified.
Look, even the intergalactic Roombas have their bad days. Delvengorsk crash is still studied by Russian ufologists, and the samples they locked away in research labs, occasionally brought out for testing when a new microscope gets invented. No one has been able to replicate the metallurgy, and nothing's been found since that much. It's like someone left behind a breadcrumb from the future, or from somewhere far, far away.
Or it's the alien version of a fidget spinner that just fell out the glove box.
So there you go. Delnogorsk, 1986. A glowing orb, soft crash, and a mystery metal that defies explanation.
This one's staying in my maybe, possibly, probably not, but also maybe file.
And we only just began. All right. Picture this. May 1989. Kalahari Desert. Endless dunes, scorching sun, and a shiny, unidentified craft violating restricted South Africa airspace. Cue fighter jets, radar alerts, and military brass losing their minds.
You're telling me a UFO flew into military airspace and got itself yeeted by a missile?
Exactly that. According to a leaked document and whistleblowers, 2 Mirage fighter jets from the South African Air Force, SAAF for shorter, were scrambled when a fast-moving object was detected coming in from the Namibian border. Radar operators tracked the object at incredible speeds, reportedly over Mach 2. Fighters were cleared for engagement when the object didn't respond. Jets reported systems interference the closer they got, a classic UFO signature. Eventually, they fired on it and boom, direct it. The object wobbled, slowed down, and crash-landed in the desert near the Botswana border.
So, Top Gun meets X-Files.
Within hours, a recovery team was dispatched. The crash site was secured by both South African and possibly American personnel. Yes, Uncle Sam's fingerprints might be on this. Reports describe the metallic disc-shaped craft around 20 feet in diameter. No visible seams or rivets. Scorch marks on a desert floor. and most intriguingly, survivors. At least one entity was alleged still alive when they arrived. Humanoid, small frame, big head, classic Grey's look, but very real to the soldiers who supposedly saw it. The source for much of this comes from a leaked military document dubbed the Kalahari Report, which details engagement orders, radar logs, and a full post-recovery analysis. It reads like something straight out of a classified project book sequel.
Of course, the South African military has denied everything, as has the US.
But the story persisted, with ex-military personnel claiming they were briefed and sworn to secrecy, while others left cryptic confirmations in interviews and online UFO forums. The radar evidence allegedly exists: military engagement, not just a sighting, physical wreckage and biological occupants, joint international recovery effort, hello USA, and the timing, 1989. Just as Cold War tensions were easing, so more information started leaking.
Let me get this straight. We've got a full aerial pursuit, a missile takedown, an actual craft on the ground, and little grey folks on the scene.
It's Roswell meets Mad Max. Whether it's a overblown training op or the best kept open secret in southern Africa, the Kalahari incident remains one of the most audacious crash reports in UFO lore.
And it gives a whole new meaning to Alien Safari.
Coming up next, we swing across the equator to Brazil, where a UFO might have been brought down over water and fishermen were the first on the scene. This one got government conspiracy, military roadblocks, telepathic alien gremlins, dead cows, dead soldiers, hospital cover-ups, and 3 teenage girls who just wanted to cut through a shortcut and saw a freaking alien squatting by the wall.
So basically, a fever dream mashed into a conspiracy movie.
Virginia is Brazil's Roswell, but weirder, smellier, and somehow more documented. Early morning, January 13, 1996. Multiple eyewitnesses report seeing a cigar-shaped object streaking across the sky over the southeastern Brazil. Some say it zigzagged, others say it was trailing smoke, and some military sources claimed it crashed in the rural outskirts near Virginia. Cue the Brazilian military, mobilizing like they were chasing a drug kingpin with wings.
Or just a rogue hang glider with bad GPS.
On January 20, 3 girls, Lilian, Valkyria, and Katya, are cutting across a weedy lot near their neighborhood in Jardim Andere when they spot something, well, weird. A small crouching creature, around 4 feet tall, dark brown skin, big red eyes, V-shaped feet, bulging head, and the worst smell ever, like rotting eggs and ammonia. It looked scared, injured, and it stared at them like it knew it shouldn't be there. The girls ran home, screaming to their mum about the devil being in the lot.
And I'm guessing it wasn't just somebody's drunk uncle in body paint.
Not this time. Locals report seeing military trucks and plainclothes agents cordoning off areas. Firefighters and police are seen retrieving something from drains and bushes. At least 2 creatures were supposedly captured, one near the lot and another that had been hit by a car and taken to a hospital. Yes, you heard that right. Staff at the Regional Hospital of Virginia report unusual activity, military presence, a heavily guarded delivery of something in a body bag. Rumors spread that the creature died and its body was taken to a nearby ESA army base. One military officer, Marco Eli Cerese, who allegedly handed one of the creatures, died mysteriously of a strange infection weeks later. His family claims he was never the same after that night.
I don't even know what to do with that.
Just wait. A military surgeon reportedly carried out an autopsy and afterward vanished from public record. News of the incident breaks thanks to Brazilian ufologists and a wildly brave local press. The government denies everything, says the girl saw a disabled man covered in mud, totally normal for the guy to be squatting in a bush looking like E.T. on Met, right? But witnesses kept coming. A military man says he drove the creature to the base. A zoologist claimed it wasn't of this earth. Locals described unmarked helicopters, strange radar patterns, and radio silence from authorities. Let's get into the theories. Theory number 1. UFO crash with live occupants. Most popular among believers, matches classic retrieval patterns. Number 2. Biological experiment gone rogue. A secret lab critter escape. Number 3. Government psyop or deliberate test to see how the public reacts. And number 4. A hoax. But there are too many unrelated witnesses for that to hold water.
So either an alien zoo enclosure exploded, or the Brazilian government is doing top-tier improv theatre.
And to this day, the incident remains unsolved. Even the girls, now adults, stand by their story. No retractions, no cash grabs, no embellishments.
That's the bit that gets me. They've never changed their story, either under media presence and ridicule.
Because they saw something. Whether it was extraterrestrial, extra-dimensional, or just extra weird, it left a scar. The Virginia incident stands as one of the most detailed close encounters in history. Roswell with favelas, fireman, and full-on freaky evidence.
Okay, that one shook me a bit. I'm not saying it was aliens, but it wasn't just a muddy dude with bad posture.
Let's set the scene for this next one. March 1st, 2011. Residents near Irkutsk, a major Siberian city, suddenly reported a massive flash of light, streaking through the sky at around 2 a.m. Moments later, a loud, ground-shaking explosion.
Classic meteor, right?
That's what Russian officials said. Case closed. Move along. Nothing to see here. But locals weren't buying. Eyewitnesses described a bright white ball of light, moving deliberately, not falling. No tail like a meteor. Some said it made weird humming noises. And then, boom. Shockwaves rattled windows up to 100 kilometers away. It was seen over multiple villages, not just Irkutsk, and many residents said it looked more like a craft than a fireball. Within hours, military and emergency services were seen rushing into the nearby forested area, where the object reportedly went down. Locals reported blocked roads, helicopters flying low, soldiers removing something covered in tarp.
That's always the point where I start getting suspicious. You don't send camoed trucks into the woods because of a meteor. You call scientists.
Right? And nobody got any clear answers. The Russian Emergency Ministry said nothing was found, but refused to answer further questions. Now here is where it goes full-blown X-Files Siberian edition. A week after the event, a video surfaced online, posted by two young Russian men. It showed a small alien-looking creature, partially buried in snow, about 2 feet tall with large black eyes and grayish skin. Its leg was missing, as if it had been damaged in a crash.
Come on.
I know. It looked like a prop, but the thing is, nobody could prove it was fake at first. Even the Russian news media picked it up. Eventually, skeptics said it was a chicken skin over paper mache, but why make it? Why post it so soon after a real incident? Let's look at the theories. Theory number one. Meteor? Sure, maybe, but no crater found, too many reports of military response, no debris recovered publicly. Number two, satellite or space junk? Possibly. Russia has plenty of orbiting equipment, but again, why the secrecy? Number three, crash retrieval of unknown origin? Fits the timeline, fits the response, and fits the official silence. There are some lingering questions, though, like, was the frozen alien oaks just an odd coincidence? Why did the military sweep the area and then act like nothing happened? And what was that controlled looking light in the sky? Even if the aliens in the snow was fake, something came down that night, and the fact that the locals are still talking about it 10 years later says it wasn't your everyday fireball.
I feel like we've got this growing pattern of something crashes, locals see it, officials say meteor, military cleans it up, rinse and repeat.
Exactly. Is Roswell with frostbite?
Honestly, I need a thermal blanket after that one, but let's keep going. I feel a scorcher coming on.
Let's bring this crash-happy global tour home with one last scorcher. Kazakhstan, 2013. Yes, friends, the land of spaceport and mysterious mid-air explosions delivers a final act with a fiery UFO, government panic, and a crater that nobody wants to talk about. It's got secret military bases, debris blackouts, and local farmers suddenly told to zip it. Kazakhstan might be chill, but this story, not so much.
If I had a ruble for every it was just a weather balloon, I've heard by now.
So, April 2013, in a rural part of the southern Kazakhstan near the village of Korgan, a huge aerial explosion lights up the pre-dawn sky. Multiple eyewitnesses report a blinding blue-white light followed by a thunderous boom. And what happens next? You guessed it, military lockdown. Locals said the sky split open as a metallic object streaked overhead. Some reported seeing a disc-shaped craft trailing smoke. A fireball descended behind the hills near Korgan, then vanished. Within hours, the Kazakh military trucks were seen rolling into the area. Local farmers were questioned and told not to speak to the media. The area was cornered off.
And let me guess, officially nothing happened.
Ding, ding, ding! Officials claimed no crash was detected and that the light was likely a meteor. But what makes this one juicy? Well, the proximity to Baikonur Cosmodrome. Kazakhstan is home to Russia's largest spaceport. Some thought this could have been failed hardware or a rogue test, but Baikonur reported no launches or no incidents. The crater. Locals allegedly found a shallow crater near the site with metallic fragments around the edges. Those fragments scooped up by officials and never seen again. Unmarked vehicles and hazmat teams, not the usual meteor cleanup crew. Witnesses said people in suits were collecting soil samples and hauling off wreckage under armed guard. So either we had a down piece of top secret Russian tech, or something not from around here took a nosedive. Now, was it A spy satellite convoy? A meteor conveniently followed by man in hazmat suits? Or yet another unknown aerial object that conveniently disappears under military escort?
Starting to feel like every continent has a let's pretend this didn't happen zone.
And that, fellow truth seekers, wraps up part 3 of our Mindzilla deep dive into UFO crash sites. From icy Earthskirt to the windswept Kazakh desert, these aren't just blips on radar. They're entire blinking neon signs saying, "Hello, someone fell from space."
And while we've covered a lot here, there are a few crashes we didn't get to today, but may circle back to it if they keep whispering in the night. Kapustin Yar, Russia, a possible Soviet Roswell. Carbondale, Pennsylvania, glowing object in a pond, 1974. Kecksburg, Pennsylvania, the ACOM UFO, 1965. Long Island, New York, 1992. You didn't hear it from us, but it might have happened.
Oh, and don't forget those bonus mystery drops in Australia, Turkey, and that one in Egypt with a triangle-shaped debris.
The UFO lost and found pile just keeps growing. Keep your eyes to the sky. Now, Jess wants to get into another rabbit hole before we wrap up for this week.
In the last week of April, the lights went out across Spain and Portugal. Planes grounded, traffic lights frozen, phones dead, card machines down, and silence. Real silence on exactly why it happened. Coincidence or test run?
Maybe the aliens finally found the Iberian circuit breaker.
Or maybe, just maybe, we are witnessing the first domino in a carefully staged global cyber collapse. So, here's what we do know. On April 23rd, a major blackout hit several regions across the Iberian Peninsula, and at its peak, over 5 million people were affected. Transportation shut down, rolling power outage, ATM failures, and a temporary halt to air traffic communications in some zones.
Well, that's one way to get out of a Ryanair flight.
Local governments blamed technical faults in the grid and increased solar activity, but there was zero consistency in the reports. One town saw total blackout, the next one fully lit. And get this, multiple eyewitnesses reported seeing military vehicles mobilized within hours.
Oh, great. Nothing screams normal like tanks during a blackout.
Now, context time. Just weeks before the blackout, NATO held a joint cybersecurity drills across Europe, simulating a massive digital infrastructure attack, including banking failures, utility disruptions, and coordinated misinformation.
Misinformation like blaming solar flares when Jeff from Brussels accidentally deletes the mainframe.
Even more fun, this scenario matches the 2021 Cyber Polygon simulation organized by, drumroll please, the World Economic Forum. They imagined a fictional cyber attack that caused widespread collapse of supply chains, utilities, and financial systems. Fictional until it isn't.
Did the Iberian blackout come with popcorn and a PowerPoint?
Here's where it gets spicy. In the days following the blackout, both Spain and Portugal quietly accelerated their digital ID programs, biometrics, app-based ID, and pilot programs for CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, got greenlit.
Ah, yes. Nothing soothes the public like saying, hey, sorry about your blackout. Fancy a retina scan?
Exactly. This is the classic Hegelian move. Problem, reaction, solution, shut the systems down, then swoop in with the digital savior, a centralized ID system tied to your identity, your money, your access to everything. Okay, buckle up, because here's where the wires really start sparking. What if the blackouts wasn't just a cyber drill? What if it was a controlled collapse, a kind of reversed false flag? Blame it on foreign hackers with beta testing mass compliances protocols.
Mate, I came in expecting a blackout and now I'm in a Black Mirror episode.
Think about it. Rolling blackouts, digital IDs, CBDCs, biometric scans, and sudden silence from every major media outlet about what actually went wrong. It smells coordinated, it smells planned, and maybe, just maybe, it connects to something non-human.
Here we go.
Suppose, well, just hypothetically, our global infrastructure is now laced with alien tech, recovered from crash sites we covered earlier. What if that tech can be remotely triggered to simulate collapse? Pulses that fry circuits, frequencies that disable comms, controlled outages that condition obedience.
You're saying that aliens are doing system maintenance.
Or we figured out how to use their systems and now we're using them on ourselves. If this was a dress rehearsal, then the main event is coming. When it hits, the lights won't just go out, they'll come back with new rules, total digital control, programmable money, state-managed access, and every click, every transaction, every breath is logged.
Right, I'm gonna go bury my phone in the garden now.
Oh, and don't forget to dig a second hole for your biometric scan story. So far, they blame the temperature fluctuation for it, but not before, of course, blaming the sun flares, which later have been debunked as the sun activity has been nothing but normal lately. We all should be prepared for future occurrences because we don't really know what caused it. Prepare food, essentials, and get ready for a total no sign on your phone for a while. The world is becoming a spooky place, and we can't trust the news to tell us what's really going on. But what if this isn't just about control? What if it's about preparing the stage for someone?
What, you mean like Jeff Bezos in a cape?
Try again. Next week, we investigate the rising belief in a new messianic figure spreading across cults, encrypted forums, and even parts of the defense community. They call him the new Mahdi, a being sent to unite religions, rule through technology, and possibly come from beyond Earth.
You're not saying this is an Alien Messiah episode next week.
Oh, look, that's exactly what I'm saying.
And you thought the blackout was dark.
Until next week, be prepared, be safe.
And don't remove the tinfoil armor under any circumstance.
Bye.
Bye.